Miliki Bobby Dala. Hey! Miliki Bobby Dala. Miliki Bobby Dala. Small yet strong and mighty. I come with great strength. Welcome, welcome. I am in command. Whatever I command. Thank you for joining I today. I am the real, the unmanifest. Miliki Bobby Dala. Who is AuSet? I'm my unified self. I have no past, no future. I am the eternal now. Who is Isis? Who is Maat? Yes. Milika but Mitalawa, as they say in Jamaica. Yes, Milika but Mitalawa. So this is a popular saying in Jamaica. So Milika but Mitalawa, meaning I am small, yet I come with great strength and great power. So this is what Milika but Mitalawa means. And so I want to say welcome and thank you for joining I today. Who is AuSet? Who is AuSet? Who is Maat? Who is Isis? Who is Mary? Who is Maria? Who is there's so many different names that in different parts of the world AuSet is known by different names. Who is Shakti? I mean, she is just known by so many names because she has come many avatars and all over the world, many ones have different names for her. So who is AuSet? AuSet is all of these. Avatar was herself. She came as all of these avatars, and many ones just call her by different names all over the world. And so right now I am going to explain to the ones who don't know who AuSet is. So I am primal light, prepared for this duality dream existence. In this shattered, fractal, fragmented self, wearing this body as AuSet, Aten Ra. Right? That is, I know that's a long answer to who is AuSet, but that's who I am. I am primal light in this shattered, fragmented self, wearing this body with this in this avatar. This avatar is called AuSet. This fragmented, shattered self atom, primal light, that as what we call in the world the soul. Yeah, in wearing this specific identity with a specific destiny and a specific role is AuSet. And so AuSet is the daughter. So I am the daughter of Aten Ra and Amen. I am the feminine baby self. So I am Aten Ra's. Everyone in the world, or the real soul, the real self, they are the baby self, and they are all the daughters of Aten Ra. What makes AuSet with different from all the other self of Aten Ra is that AuSet is the personal baby self. All of the supreme beings, all of the supreme selves, every one of them had to come into the dream world. They had to have one of their personal self. They had to make a personal self of their own who will come into the world for them. And so that's who I am for Aten Ra. I am her personal baby self, and I am also the first baby self that she brought into being. So in this shattered, fragmented self, I am only the feminine. And to be balanced and whole, I have to have my masculine self. So my masculine self is known in the world as Shiva. Shiva is my masculine self, but he has many avatars that he came as. So many in the world know him also by different names. He's known in Kemet as Horus, as Heru, and he also came as Akina Aten. And so and that is my masculine self. AuSet, what else is myself? Mahat, I am Mahat. So when we come into this dream existence, we are exploring, and we are having different experiences, and we are making replicas, self-replicas of ourselves. We are self-replicating, and we are making babies of ourselves. So all of the I Self Supreme is doing this. So are all of the selves called soul. They're making self-replicas, and they are also making babies of themselves. And so my self-replica was Mahat, and Mahat is now merged back onto I. I have one more self-replica which comes in the ancient time as Athar, and she is now in a body as a human being right now, and I know where she is. And so my masculine self is Shiva. Mahat masculine self is Pata, known in the world as Vishnu. And so and then Athar, her masculine self is also Heru, and they're also in a human body. We're in human body right now, and they're in the world. These are all myself, so they will merge back onto me, because these are my self replicas that I made. The baby self that I made, that I was exploring has already been merged back into I and no longer exists. So for all the ones them who knew me when I was young, growing up as a human being, being cultivated in this dream, um, I had the name of Jasmine. And so anyone who knew me then, that was the avatar of the baby self of who I am. And so that self no longer exists because it has merged into AuSet, even though I am wearing the same body. But you're not going to tell. You're gonna see me and can't tell, who you're speaking to. But I want to know that you to know that the baby self no longer exists. I am no longer a spirit and a soul. I am just the one self, the soul self that's here. Everyone else in the world, they are into the spirit self, which is the ego false self. So this is the most important thing about me. And what else? I when I was in the world as the spirit self, I was cultivated on the island of Jamaica. So, you can hear it in the accent and thing. So, and journeyed away from Jamaica, to the US, and just been traveling around different parts, just sharing stillness and self inquiry. One thing that I realize is that many ones, they don't want to know truth. They just want, let me tell you what they want. They want somebody to read them up. They want our readings. They want predictions, because no one really wants to take the time out to do the inner work for themselves. So this is why they are busy calling on gods and believing into something that other than themselves. And so this is my journey for believing in myself, inquiring, in making inquiry within myself, coming to myself truth, coming to self-realization, liberating myself from the false perception of the ego, and anchoring myself into my self-supreme primal light. And so those are the most significant things that I can say about I. What I noticed on my journey is that I ask a lot of questions, and I don't pretend like I know something when I don't know it. And so this is the problem, that many ones are just pretending like they know something when they don't know, and they follow blindly. And so many one will ask me, you'll say, tell me about yourself. And I tell you my story. But you don't really want to hear the truth of my story. You want something that pacifies you. You don't want to hear the truth of my journey. So this is what I notice. So tell me about your moments of adversity and your major turning point in your life. And so right now I want to tell about my moments of the greatest adversity that I had to endure. And this was when I came into the realization that the gods, they suffer from mental sickness, and they have been holding us in slavery, and they don't want anyone to know this truth. And so my greatest adversity was I had to battle and with the gods them, and it was very terrifying, because they came, they beat up on me, all of them came to fight me. And because I want you to understand that we live in an existence, into this dream existence, where the invisible drive the visible. So everything that you are seeing into this visible world, you're thinking that it is the real, but it's only the invisible that is the real. The things that you cannot see is the only real inside of this dream. All the things that you can see with this eyes, that you are seeing here with this eyes, it's not real. This eyes is false perception, and you're thinking that everything that you see with your eyes is the real. So how am I fighting with these gods? Can you see God? Can you see all of the gods then? Yes, you can see them if they want to make themselves known to you. Otherwise, you can feel their presence in your body when they come to you. You can feel their presence. And when you question them, they should answer you and tell you the truth. So I want everyone to understand that the gods, they are us. They are us, but they don't have any light on. They are us, invisible. They are invisible to us because they're not wearing a body like we are. So this is the problem and the confusion in the world, that you don't know that the gods are you, in ignorance as the supreme ego characters, and they are there to play tricks on us and to enslave ourselves, called the soul. They have spread rumors and propaganda telling us that we were not good enough, that we were sinners, and we need to be burned in hell if we don't give them our soul and repent of our sins. This is all false information that they have been telling us, because they want to hold our soul in slavery. And so when I came to this truth and this realization, I started speaking out against the gods. So many ones sending me death threats and telling me how their God is going to come and kill me and all these things. Because why? You don't really want to know the truth, so you don't ask. And just like any other tyranny and terrorist, we want to stand up to them. So the same thing, we want to stand up to the gods. But what? Everyone has been so programmed into this false perception of the gods. Why are you thinking that the God some is above you, that you have to make yourself a prisoner and a slavery to them? Because they have programmed your mind to do this. They have been holding you a prisoner inside of a dream, because you are thinking that this dream world is the real. And this dream world is in the imagination creation of the I. You are the one making this dream. You have come, make self-replicate, make babies of yourself, and come inside of your own dream to play the characters in the dream. This is what I am doing. When I came into this realization that it is that I am doing this, that I have created this dream, and I have made replicas of myself and come into my dream, and all of these are myself. When I came to this realization, because I could not believe this, I was saying, how can this be the truth? How can this be real? That I seek my truth, I seek my liberation from this world, and I come to find out that is the gods that have been holding us in slavery in here. And I say, how can this be? Where's the justice? And I realize them that the gods they have mind sickness because they have no light, and this creates the craziness in their mind and the delusion that they are making up stories and spreading propaganda, and this is what it is. And so this was my greatest adversity, because for many years I could not speak this truth. Because when they came, I was terrified. They would not allow me to speak and say nothing. But once Aten Ra merged with me and was started helping me, because then I had Shiva was helping me, Shiva Shambho. But once Aten Ra came to help me, and Shiva Shambho had to take up his destiny to dissolve them, this became the turning point in my life, where I was able to lose the fear and kind of trust in myself, because they don't want us to trust in ourselves. I had to be chanting, walking around in circles, can't sit down, can't sleep, can't just standing and walking in a circles. This is how they were torturing me. And if I ever sat down, they would just take over, because their power would get so strong, because they would just inflict all that magnetic energy on me, shooting energy arrows at me and all of these things. And so the turning point for me came when I merged with Aten Ra, and then I got introduced to all of the other parent selves. And then I started having confidence in myself, because I'm saying, I am confident, I believe in myself, I know who I am, I know, because I had to say that over and over and over to build up my confidence and to trust in myself. Because I was saying, how come the self don't have no power over them? And then the self, I had to realize that for every self, they made a self replica, and the self replica becomes a duality. This was the reason why it has been such a difficult task into this dream existence, for returning to balance. Because first of all, you make a self replica. You're the self, you make a self replica. Yourself now becomes your enemy, battling with you always. You now have to gain grounds on yourself to come to balance. And I realized that the court was in my hand, because I was the baby self of Aten Ra. And I had to do my share so I could pass the baton to Aten Ra, so that she could take over and help me. But if I didn't help myself, she was never going to be able to help me or help herself to bring a balance to all of her self replicas. who have been battling with her. And she had the toughest of the journey, I believe, of all of the other selves, because she had so many selves into this world that had the crazy mind. Because a lot of the the supreme selves, you know, their selves um wasn't the so many fragmented selves that was in the dream, with their mind being so sick. Some of them, their mind wasn't as sick as Aten Ra's self self replicas. They had a lot of sick minds. And so the turning point came for me when that happened, and I realized that when Aten Ra says she will never leave me, she will always be with me in this body. um, and so I started relaxing a little bit, and the journey got a little easier, because no, I didn't have that terrible fear that I had. I had a terrible fear. Um, it was so traumatic. This experience was so traumatic for me, so traumatic. And many ones, they don't want me to talk about this, my experience, what I experienced with the gods, because I know that they are afraid, because they probably themselves have experienced something, because this is what everyone has been doing. Um, you see all the evil things that people are doing in the physical world. Know that in the spiritual world, it's even worse. You don't know all the evil that people are doing in the spiritual world. It's just like what they're doing in the physical world. Understand this. And so I took command of my journey. I took command of this destiny. And so that I can change the trajectory, so that I can dissolve everything that I have created, so I can return to my ultimate true state, so I can liberate myself from this imaginary bondage, and to completely illuminate myself, illuminate all of myself in this dream existence, and dissolve this dream, so that the consciousness can finally wake up. And so right now, this is my focus, to share stillness with everyone, and to speak my truth, because no one don't want me to speak my truth, because everyone is afraid, because they come in the night to try to steal myself and try to imprison it, because this is something that they have been doing for a long time. So when you think that someone is your friend in the night, they come to seek a battle with you, a war with you. While you are resting, they are imprisoning yourself. So sometimes you wake up and you feel some certain kind of way. Sometimes things are not going right for you in the world, and you don't understand it. It's because all of these ones, when you lay down in the night and close your eyes, they are busy up doing spells and doing all kind of craziness. So I want you to get this understanding. Yes, you are seeing this physical manifestation in the world, the visible, but it is the invisible that you are not seeing. The things that you don't know that's happening, it's what is moving and driving this world. This is why you think this world is so crazy. Why you think the people are so crazy? Because of in the night they are busy doing a whole lot of evil things. Their mind is taking them to evil, and they are following it because they're in the ego false self. Yeah. So right now, I spend a lot of time focusing on stillness, and I want to share with everyone, and I want to say that you don't need to be afraid of me, because I do not um, engage in spiritual battles with ones. I just defend myself against the gods, and against anyone who think they can come and battle with me. I don't even have to do anything. Most times I don't know what they are doing. It is Aten Ra who is taking care of me. Because why? I am Aten Ra. I am her baby self. I am her in this body. Because like I said, all of the self supremes, they have to have an experience of this wearing this body. So I am also the personal self of Ra, which is the self replica of Atenra. I am also her baby self too. She and Atenra share the same baby self, which is me, and Shiva, and so sometimes she will just show me the image of whoever it is that is want to try to harm me. I will just close my eyes and I will see them, what they're trying to do. And I say, you cannot harm me. Why are you trying to harm me? Because your mind is sick. This is what they have been doing. This is why the world cannot be balanced. In the nighttime, people are busy doing a lot of evil. Evil runs this world. This world is run on evil. Understand this. And so many of them are afraid of me because they realize that they cannot do to me what they are doing to other ones. And they have to face Aten Ra. And there are no power, their powers is not strong for her. So they are very surprised. So they are wondering, who is she? Yeah. So some of them say I am a spirit guru. But I am here to dissolve the ego. So that is my role. My role is to dissolve the ego false self and to lead the way to truth. So if you want to know truth, you want a guide and you want to stand up to the ego, you want to stand up to the gods, then you can start self-inquiring and questioning yourself, questioning the mind, and question God. Why is it that God don't want you to ask any questions? So that's it for today. I want to thank you for clicking this video. Light obscure bad of mine from duality consciousness. Ego as a rise, you're stealing my light, feeling yourself in a sweet trance. To the trumpet you perform, your ignorance, your illusion dance. But I am in command, whatever I command, so it will be. I am the real. I banish your mind controlling schemes. I shatter your tarnish regimes, illusion scream. I rise supreme. Milikabo mi talawa. Milikabo mi talawa. Me step to make room. I'm coming through. Dissolving all my creations of monsters and demons, devils and satans. Liberation from the bondage of my imagination. Everything comes to disillusion. I am bright, my light, self-neutral, non-dual real. Hey! Hey! Yes. Milikabo mi talawa. Milikabo mi talawa. Small yet strong and mighty. I come with great strength. Milikabo mi talawa. Whatever I command, so it will be. Milikubok Mikalawa. Yes, thank you for joining. I'll see you at the next